21.01. It's a fast qualifying time.
It is very, very fast.
Faster than the first two finishers from Heat 1.
Yep.
So look at that. He went out really strongly.
He did.
Once the gun went off, and he looked like he had a bit more energy to conserve. Towards the finish line. Gambia's Keba Makalu, 21.47. Finishing third, but that is slower than the third place finisher, 4 Days Sissoko from Heat 1. So already not looking great for the Gambian, but there will be as many as 6 places, so there's still a chance for him. Those are the confirmations. 21.02 is the winning time. 21.29, Gordironi coming through in second. Keba Makalo finishing third. This is the lineup for Heat 3. And Heat 3 will have Anthony Ofumba of Congo, Nigeria's Israel Okon, Jerome Konu of Benin, Sten Noel of Malawi, Sasa Patrice of Congo, Samuel Waweru of Kenya, Ngobi Allen of Uganda, and Guinea Equatorial will have Bokesa Vandalay running for them. This should be a really tight one because Sunday Israel Okon was in the relays, so was Ofumba. So those two running side by side each other in lane 1 and 2 should be an exciting spectacle. And then Samuel Waweru, of course, also run the relays for Kenya.
Looking very, very competitive here. Heat number 3 for the men's 200 meters. Remember, it is the first two that automatically qualify. Jerome Kunu from Benin, Lifa Sten Noel from Malawi, Esel Sarah Patrice, and that's the javelin throw, but we are focusing on the 200. The yelp you heard was from the ladies throwing their javelin in the, obviously, the women's heptathlon. Samuel Waru of Kenya is in 4. Allen Ngobi of Uganda is in 5, and Ponzo Bukesa Wandale is in 6 of Equatorial Guinea. 2 non-starters, including the Nigerian Sunday Israel Okon. And away they go, first time of asking. No false start as they come round the bend. 6 athletes vying for 2 automatic. And currently, who is in the lead? It seems to be the Kenyan. It's the Kenyan, but he did caught up. But the Kenyan goes away from it. It is Samuel Waweru, 21.14. Samuel Waweru took it hands down, 21.14 seconds. Great bend running, and then had the straight up. And in lane 4, Congo's Esele was a distant second. Clear winner by a country mile. Samuel Waweru, 21.14. Malawi's Lifa Stern Noel, 21.45, automatically qualified. Everybody will have to wait and see where they will be.
It was a great run from the Kenyan. Negotiated that bend spectacularly. And once he came to the home straight in the lead, there was no chance of anyone else catching him. So then he shoot 21.14 and 21.45 the second time for Malawi's Stan Noel. As we look at the athletes emerging for Heat 4 of 9. And Gasisi of Tanzania is in lane 1. Adama Jame of Gambia is in lane 2. Emmanuel Aboda of Uganda is in lane 3. Kekeni Sitali of Zambia is in lane 4. Simao Arao Adao of Angola is in lane 5. Sibusiso Bruno of Swaziland is in lane 6. Ekanim Consider is in lane 7, and Mendoza Chasing is in lane 8. Heat 4 of 9 in the men's 200 meters. So they're settling into their blocks right now. Zambia's Kekeni Sitali. It's a big potential for the win in these heats. He's 20 years of age. He made the final at the last African Games, and he failed to make the final of the 100 meters, even accepting his heats. But obviously was also part of that Zambia relay team that finished 7th in yesterday's final. But Ekanim Consider is buzzing from his gold medal win for Nigeria in the 4x100 meter relay. There he is, the do-rag and the shiny green and white of Nigeria. Heat 4 of the men's 200 meters. And they're off. It's Ekanim Consider of Nigeria out in lane 7. That has gone out very strongly. Indeed, he's in the slight lead as they come to the bend onto the home straight. Ekanim Consider And outside, Bruno Subisiso. It's Bruno Subisiso who has powered through to get the win. Ekanam Consider might just have finished second. But what a great win from the athlete from Swaziland. Subisiso Bruno, he has claimed the victory here. It's Ekanam Consider who came through the bend in the lead, but he just seemed to be running a little backward. But the powerful forward striding run by Subisiso Bruno just took him ahead of Ekanam Consider. So Consider will get the second place. This is by far the fastest heat so far, 20.80. And even Ekanam Consider, who finished second, 20.94. And for the third place, Kekeni Sitali, 21 flat. That time would have won him each of the last 3 heats.
Each 20.94 in particular. That would be, and even the 21
flat.
Yeah.
So he would have won any of the previous 3 heats with that time. So that's a really fast heat indeed. And surely now, it looks like both Kakeni Sitali and Adam Ajame, who finished 5th, might actually make it through.
The 6 fastest losers, yes.
Actually, even Mendoza Jazing of Botswana, despite finishing 5th, might still make it through. Yep. 21-29. This was a really fast heat.
But it is getting the balance right. Making sure you qualify, but don't burn yourself out too quickly. And that's what happens sometimes. You see African athletes go all out in the heats, and then when they get to the semis and finals, it becomes a problem.
As a heat 5, members settling into their blocks. Amaro Conte, Ngoran Namien, Justice Shivamba, Abubakar Cisse of Sierra Leone, Elvis Gassep of Namibia, Cameroon's Claude Emmanuel is in lane 7, and Maganga Gora Guy of Gabon is out in lane 8. Claude Manuel is the favorite for this, the Cameroonian. He competed in the 100 meters as well. Where he failed to make the final, finished 4th in the semis. So they're getting onto their mark for heat 5 of the men's heat 5 of the men's 200 meters is upon us right now, and it's going to be Conte Amara in lane 1, Ngoran lane 2, Cisse Abubakar lane 3, Gassep lane 4, Claude Emmanuel lane 5, Manganga lane 6, Chiwamba Justice lane 7, and off they go. It's a strong run from Gabon's Maganga Gora. He's gone out very strong as they negotiate the bend to come onto the home straight. Look at him. Gora is running very well. He's powered his way to the win, but a late surge as well from Zambia's Elvis Gaseb of Namibia, actually. Chiwamba Justice got, he didn't even start this race, but it was a great win for Maganga Gora. Look at him in the bright green jersey. It was a wonderful victory for him. It's Claude Emmanuel of Cameroon. Look at the Gabonese to his right. And Cameroon, Claude Emmanuel made the semi-finals of the individual 100 meters. Won his heat in the 100 meters as well. And here he is, 20.97, another really fast heat to go to Gora Maganga, coming to in second to take that last automatic qualifying slot.
And you will have to give Emmanuel some credit. That last 20 meters where he powered through to finish was quite incredible, because you would realize that Ngoran had led this race until that final 20-15 meters where Claude Emmanuel came top,
and that's
raced
the confirmation
through the finish line. Quite a finish that was.
Yeah, 20.97 and 21.13, really fast. 21.14 for the athlete in third place as well. Could be good enough for him to qualify. Elvis Gaseb of Namibia. But the athletes for Heat 6 are out, and there's a bit of a local interest. That's Joseph Polamo in the picture. The Ghanaian anchored Ghana to a silver medal in yesterday's 4x100 meter heats. And this is his specialty. He's a Commonwealth Games bronze medalist in this event. But it's not a foregone conclusion. In these heats, Ishmael Freitas of Sao Tome and Principe is also in there. Hatogo Marera of Namibia as well. Don't forget Tanzania's Ali Gulam running in lane 1. Santos Kasanj of Angola. Hezbon Odo of Kenya is in lane 7. And Chungo Malambo of Zambia is out in lane 8. But surely Joseph Polamo, the Ghanaian, is the heavy favorite.
And just by way of context, when he won the bronze medal in the Commonwealth Games, it was the first time Ghana was winning a medal in the 200 meters in 48 years. And the first time an African was in the podium since 2006. And that clearly suggests that Joseph Polamo, before the very local crowd, would be hoping to win this race and probably set a tone for another perfect semi-final and just maybe make it to the final, where he's at one of Ghana's hopes when it comes to medals in this field and track events. Thank you.
So there they are, getting ready to settle into the so Satomi and Principe's Freitas Ishmael as well. It's a very humid morning, as it's been for the last few days here in Accra, with temperatures running into the 30 degrees, approximately some 31 degrees Celsius here in Accra, with humidity at 69%. So it's not easy conditions to race at all.
Not easy. And but many of these athletes are quite familiar when it comes to humidity. You would recall what happened in Budapest when the World Championships happened. So having competed on this stage before, they are very familiar with the humidity. And I'm not too sure that will be quite a challenge, because they are born for this and they are here for this.
Heat 6 of the men's 200 meters. And the gun is got off, and so are the athletes It's Joseph Polamo showing early intent, going strongly, but it's also the Kenyan athlete Hezbon Oduor running very well indeed. But Joseph Polamo is literally jogging to the end. This is rather comical. It's going to be one of the slowest races. Beside him is Casanj Santos of Angola. And despite how hard he was running, Joseph Polamo basically just jogged to the finish line. And surely this is one of those events where he will fancy his chances. He's a Commonwealth Games bronze medalist, and he will hope that he can get an individual medal for Ghana as well. 20.91, broke no sweat whatsoever in qualifying. While everybody else was hard in running, he was literally just jogging to the finish line.
And guess what? Angola's Marcos Casange Santos has set a national record, 20.96 seconds. And that finish, well, there was quite a strong finish. And as much as Joe Paul was jogging to finish, he was in there trying so hard to see if he could catch up. Unfortunately, he could not catch up, but he's been able to set a national record of 20.96 seconds. Kenya's Ochieng Oduor is third in this race with 21.40 seconds. Galam Ali did 21.78, and Namibia's Hatago Murere 22.03 seconds. Congo's Mboko Nyamba did 22.18, and there is Fisas Ismail 22.57. Zambia's Malambo Chongo, he did not start this race.
Indeed. So Kasanje's national record will take him to the semi-finals. 20.96, impressive run from him, and you could see he was running with every sinew of energy he had in him. Hezbon Oduor 21.40. We'll have to wait to see if he qualifies as one of the 6 fastest losers. The top 2 automatic qualifiers: Joseph Polamo of Ghana 20.91, and Marcos Casanj Santos of Angola with a new national record, 20.96. As we settle into heat 7 of the men's 200 meters, where you also find Akintola Olukunle, one of the members of Nigeria's goal-winning 4x100 meter relay team from last night. He's in the list. This is another Ghanaian, Ibrahim Fuseni, the 22-year-old. In lane 1 is Romeo Manzila of Congo. Derek Kagbo of Sierra Leone is in lane 3. Manzila is in lane 2. Kagbo in lane 3. Ibrahim Fuseni in lane 4. Mashmoul Shakire of Morocco in lane 5. Olokunle Akintola of Nigeria in lane 6. Dixon Kamunguremu of Zimbabwe in lane 7. And Asefa Malikamu Gerito of Ethiopia out in lane 8.
And this is Akintola's race to lose. Quite experienced athlete, well, someone who has competed out there many times, and having been part of that quartet winning team last night, he's definitely motivated for this race. He steps into the track knowing very well that over 200 million people are banking their hopes on him to do something.
Absolutely.
Ibrahim Fuseni, formerly of St. Augustine College.
So they're getting onto their marks for heat 7. Once again, the lineup: Manzila of Congo in 1, actually lane 2. Kagbo in 3. Fuseni of Ghana in 4. Olukunle of Nigeria in 5. Asefa of Ethiopia in 6. Shakir of Morocco in 7. And Dixon of Zimbabwe in 8, the 2 of them did not start. So there are no running athletes in lane 7 and 8. Not sure why they chose not to start. But so there will be only 5 runners in this heat. Well, that's rather disappointing. And surely now, Olukunle Akintola suddenly becomes the overwhelming favorite to win this heat. We're getting onto their marks. And they are away for heat 7 of the men's 200 meters. Akintola Olukunle has gone out strong, but so has the Ghanaian Ibrahim Fusaini. He's running very well. The home crowd is cheering him on, and here he is, just like Joe Paul Amoa, also jogging to the end. Right beside him is the Nigerian Olukunle as well. Impressive win from the Ghanaian Ibrahim Fusaini. And that was
21.02.
Another really fast heat. And the home crowd absolutely love that.
They would,
from Ibrahim Fusaini. He went out very strong on the bend and ran the bend superbly. Then once he came onto the home straight, he initially began to slow down until he saw that Olukunle on his shoulder was coming in really strongly.
That was one of the strongest part of Michael Johnson's race when he was running, and he was always beating Frankie Fredericks. The bend running was what he did.
It's a specialty.
Yeah, absolutely. And once he went past Fredericks, more often than not, it was over and done with by the counting. But times are extremely fast. 21.02 for Fusaini, 21.08 for Olukunle, and then 21.88 for Manzla of Congo.
He's only 22 years of age, Ibrahim Fusaini. And you have so far the fastest heat came from Joe Paul's heat, 20.91.
No, I think the previous race...
the previous one by Claude Emmanuel was 20.97. And heat 4 was 20.80.
Yeah. But this is the time of the automatic qualified. And this is heat number 8. Seychelles, Eritrea, Kenya, Uganda, Togo, Ivory Coast, and Namibia.
And this heat will have Shari Marius of Seychelles, Gabri Zakba of Eritrea, Dan Kiviasi of Kenya, Okot Benson or Benson Okot of Uganda, Medard Nayokosi of Togo, Aju Yapojaki of Cote d'Ivoire, and Gilbert Hanuka of Namibia, the bronze medalist from the individual 100-meter event, is also listed in these heats. Remember, the African record for the 200 meters belongs to Leslie Tibogo, which he set at the Olympic Stadium in London back in July 2023, 19.50. It's phenomenally fast. And the African Games record belongs to Obikwelu of Nigeria.
Yeah, Francis. But he eventually
set
ended
in
up
1999.
running for
Portugal. That's right. The athletes being ordered onto their marks. This is the penultimate heat of the men's 200 meters. After this, there's one more heat before we conclude the morning session. And off they go, the heat 8 of the men's 200 meters. The early lead is from Kenya's Dan Kiviasi. He's done really well. But also watch out for Medat Kosi of Togo. He's running very well as well. But the inside lane and the outside lanes are where the first and second came from. Namibia's Hainuka coming from behind to claim the victory in this one. The individual 100-meter bronze medalist showing enormous strength towards the end there. There he is in your short to come from behind to claim the win. 21:36. It wasn't as fast, but he's won it nonetheless. And Cote d'Ivoire's AJAABU Jackie Yapo also finishing very strongly out in lane 1. Look at Hanuka. He was coming from behind. Didn't start particularly well, but once he got onto his stride, you can see why he finished on the podium in the individual 100 meters. There's no stopping him
when he gets into his drive stage.
Phenomenal run. He did not show up for the medal ceremony for the individual 100 meters. There's no explanation why he didn't. But he's here and surely will be deemed as one of the favorites to win the individual 200-meter event. He will have a lot of challenge because there's new introduction from Joseph Polamo, who did not run in the individual 100 meters. He's a 200-meter specialist. So there have been times where the same athletes have finished on the podium in both the 100 and the 200. Certainly, with the introduction of Joseph Polamo, the bronze medalist from the Commonwealth Games, he is going to disturb that particular order from the 100 meters.
I really think he's in with a massive shout. He is in there. The experience of what he got 2 years ago in the Commonwealth Games after the disappointment in the World Championships in Oregon, as well as the African Championships in Mauritius, spurred him on, and that experience should take him to the next level. What people probably want to find out is how that hairline fracture has healed totally. Because note that when the big boys are running, no disrespect to anybody, you are running against, let's say, the African guys here. You'll be running against the big boys at the Olympics. Those who take 19 point something seconds, just like there is no tomorrow. Joe Paul will need it all to do, and will need to improve massively.
Joe Paul previously held Ghana's national record, 20.05, which remains his personal best. But that record was shattered by a certain James Darcy last year, 19.78.
Oh, was it 8? Was it rounded down? Okay.
So then we settle into the final, in the 9th and final heat of the men's 200 meters. In lane 1 is Jean-Marc Likoa of Cote d'Ivoire. Ethiopia's Metisnot Walde is in lane 3. Makusha Ngoni Metukela of Zimbabwe is in lane 4. Ghana's Solomon Hammond, that's the list, is in lane 5. Denzel Tyrion is in lane 6 of Seychelles. Johannes Kifo Mariam of Eritrea is in lane 7, and Lawrence Fidel of Sierra Leone is in lane 8. So Ghana's national record in the 200 meters, 19.79, not 78. He's not here,
No,
James Darcy.
but I suspect we will see him if he's recovered again in the World Relays in Bahamas.
Before that, they have the small matter of the pen relays as well.
Oh, yeah.
As Ghana tries to qualify.
Yep. So two races for them to try and get to the target, but it's not going to be easy at all, friends. It won't be easy because already the 8 finalists in Budapest are already in. So it's only left with 8 more places.
So the final 8, the 16 teams that have qualified already, there will be 30. There would be 36 teams overall as far as the Olympic qualifying is concerned. So 8 teams gone from Budapest, as you rightly indicated.
Yeah.
And then the
only
final
8
from the World Relays will join them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the total is only 16.
So already for the relays, the ones that have qualified, the United States, Italy, Jamaica, Japan, South Africa, Canada, Great Britain, France, Brazil.
The usual suspects, as they say in English.
Absolutely.
There's a Ghanaian interest in this race. In lane 5 is Solomon Hammond. But then we also need to look at lane 1 where Jean-Marc Alukwa could be there.
And off they go. Strong run.
And here they go.
A great start from the Ghanaian, Solomon Hammond. And the home crowd are shouting a lot, but look at Matukela from Zimbabwe. Matukela is going to beat him at the line, but Solomon Hammond takes second. He will automatically qualify for this evening's semi-final as well. And that will conclude the final event of the morning session.
And don't forget, folks, that the afternoon session will start at 4 o'clock with the men's hammer throw final, then followed by the women's long jump final. And then, of course, there will be the first and second round for the women's 400 meters hurdles, the men's 400 meters hurdles final, the men's 4-vote final, then the semi-finals of the women's 200 meters, as well as the men's 200 meters. The 1500 meters women's heats will take place. The women's discus throw final will take place. And the 4x400 relay heats will end the session.
Absolutely. And confirmation, the fastest in qualifying Sibisiso Bruno, 20.80. The men's 200 meter semi-finals. And this evening, they will all be there. Here's the quick list of who's made it to. Sibisiso Bruno, Swaziland. Joseph Amu of Ghana. Ekanem Consider of Nigeria. Marcos Cosan Santos of Angola. Claude Emmanuel of Cameroon. Kekere Sitali of Zambia. Noah Jarrell of Mauritius. Ibrahim Fuseni of Ghana. Alaba Olokunle Akintola of Nigeria. Mbelina Raphael of Cameroon. Maganga Gora of Gabon. Elvis Gassep of Namibia. Dominic Lasconi is also true from Congo. Waweru Samuel of Kenya is true. Metukela, who just finished his race from Zimbabwe, is true. Adama Chame of Gambia will be in that semi-final. Jason Mendoza of Botswana, alongside his countryman Kevin Godurone, both of them are true. As well as Solomon Hammond of Ghana just concluded his race, he's true. Gilbert Hainuka, the bronze medalist from the 100 meters, is true. Sissoko Fode of Mali is also true. Hesbon Odoa has not made it, but Noel Stern has qualified, as well as Marius Shari. Those are the lineup for the men's semi-finals later this evening.
Yeah, those the 24 names, they are the ones that will go into the hat. Obviously, they're going to do the ballot as to which lane, as to which heat they'll be in. But definitely, these are the 24 names that have made it.
And that concludes our coverage for the morning session. It's been wonderful coming your way. I hope you've enjoyed it. We're back again at 16:05 GMT.
This morning we have the basketball. We have 110 players. We also have this basketball and the coach.
Yeah,
all under the basketball.
Wrestling, a traditional sport seeking for an Olympic recognition, made its maiden appearance at the 13th African Games. Pula and referee Alberta Ampo future, that's the leadership of the sport, hope for it.
Arm wrestling to play at the Olympics.
Pula Simeon from Nigeria gives tips on how to win a game of arm wrestling.
If you have someone that is bigger than you, he can also use the body weight to his own advantage. And another thing is, if you are fighting with someone and you let the person to straight off your elbow, straight off your hands, he can easily win you. So if you are fighting, you don't need to let the person open your palms. Your wrist is your power hands. If your wrist opens, definitely you can lose your match.
The sport involves a lot of mental toughness and resilience. Egypt's champion Andrea Jiha explains.
The important thing, you have to be relaxed, more concentrate. You have to imagine your techniques that you would like to play with.
Very well, because she's very young compared to my son who is 11. She is 9, but she has tried. But she needs more training to pull up and to reach in the level. But we have to work hard as an association to bring them up. We've got programs in Kenya that we will bring all these youngsters and nurture them and have them exposed to play internationally, is where they can grow. Africa, table tennis future depends on the youngsters. The next Olympics, Africa will do better because we're working on the younger generations to come in so that they can compete with the other strong nations.
Playing table tennis when I was 5 years old. I feel good participating in the tournament. I see myself in one of the top 3.
The 13th African Games has begun in Ghana as the host nation met Congo in the opening games at the Accra Sports Stadium. Supporters joined in the stadium, clad in the color.
So as host nation, as we are now, at least we should have done something.
It's been Friday in Ghana. It's a good day for us. We need a win from here so that we can chill out on the street of Accra. But I didn't go away.
As the tournament progresses, the Black Stars
from Adio at 181. Then Rose the ball again coming up to the next jump. And Rose, who it was, who cleared every height up to, at the first attempt, up to 187. That's the Ghanaian high jumper. 318. Probably, or arguably, the most medal female athletes in the field events that Ghana has produced. Just consistently now adding to her collection. She's now going for 184 or 1.84 meters. And she does it at the counter. She does it at the counter. There was a bit more in her. Rose. Obviously with it. And Rose is still yet to make
position.
The qualifying.
Defending her gold medal she won 4 years ago with a height of 1.90 meters. I introduce to you Rose Amonimwa Yabua.
That's 1.97. Rose has done 1.96, and there she is, receiving the acclamation from the crowd.
Thank you very much, Honorable Fremont Parry.
And remember
Honorable
that
Mustafa Yusuf will also present a bouquet to Rose. And now,
high jump.
Second day athletics.
Event.
We are going to all go up.
You must turn out to be exactly good on what
Help sing the national anthem of Ghana.
And remember that when
women's high jump event.
and today,
national record holder.
Well, that's the sports minister for Ghana, the Honorable Mustafa Yusuf.
Congratulations once again, Rose.
And so now we're going to the women's 4x100 meter relay. This was round 1 heat 2. Remember, it took place yesterday night. round 1, heat 2.
Quand tu sautes, c'est serré. Dès qu'ils vont sauter, tu réagis, tu mets la pied.
Let's go! Et c'est parti! Le feu!
This was a very, very interesting race. Remember, this took place yesterday night.
Ghana! Ghana! Fais-nous quelque chose ce soir! Ghana! 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 Ghana!
It must be one of the most. And of course, you will have the home crowd chant. That's Halute Hall. Across the line, 4x100 meters.
Pardon! Pardon! Les bâtons, c'est notre spécialité!
It must surely be we're just looking through the lineup. Just realized that the 20 kilometers
what a race!
Race Halute Hall of Ghana is the lady steaming away. Question is, can they replicate it when the big girls come home in the final today? And you're probably looking for the likes of Nigeria, who are an absolutely fabulous nation, South Africa to a certain degree, and the Ivory Coast, but the Ivory Coast didn't come with their heavyweights, so it's an open game for all. There are other events that are taking place today apart from athletics, so the feedback in basketball is continuing, boxing continues today, so too does cricket, handball, and in the rugby sevens there will be 2 gold medals available, as the taekwondo there will be 1 available. Tennis continues today, and it's quite a packed program. And so this is the qualifies for so now for the men's 4x100 meters relay, round 1 E2. Ethiopia, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Zimbabwe, and Togo. Liberia showed their medal in the mixed 4x400 meters. Ethiopia, for the first time, surprised. They are not really noted for sprinting. Theirs has always been the endurance races. But hey, like Kenya, who suddenly have 2 new athletes who've emerged on the scene over the past 4 or 5 years, particularly Ferdinand Omanyala. And here they go. Question is, as Martina takes over for Ghana, and it was here that Ghana was in the lead. And the change took place to see Ghana clearly in the lead, but it was here that I think the Ivory Coast, they dropped it. They dropped the baton. But of course, Joe Paulamwa of Ghana pulled away. He's a 200 meters runner, so he's got a bit of speed endurance. Ghana with a time of 38.67 seconds. Can't escape the fact that 4x the qualifiers for the 4x100 were just on the screen. And we've now come back to our live pictures here at the Lagos and some facts and figures. And so the ladies are getting ready for their heptathlon. I can see the South African lady.
You want me to come? Okay.
And this time around, the first jump will be, well, the order that
The Athletes Village provides a serene environment for athletes to relax and get ready for the rigorous and mentally draining games ahead. But as the games continue, athletes undergo different types of emotions at their place of residence. For the Nigerian U20 football team who were booted out of Group B, thinking about their early exit and how to bounce back is what they do as they wait for their departure.
We feel bad as a team because we lost. There was a lot of hope on us from the country, from everybody, the president, and the Football Federation, the ministry. But it's football. Sometimes it's like that. So we are not happy, honestly.
While Nigeria says goodbye to Accra 2023, the Rwandan basketball team has arrived after an 8-hour trip. With hopes in their eyes, bags in hand and lots of expectations, the Rwandan basketball team believes they will win the basketball competition.
We are very excited because it was a long trip from our country to here, so we are very excited that we are alive safely. We don't have pressure because we prepared ourselves, so we are here to compete and to play all the games as it's given. So we're good. We are here to beat them.
For athletes who are still in the competition,